Detroit coaching. It's a tough life. All right, here we go. All right, so that's in. And then we'll get going here. Okay, and then I just ask everybody to please stay muted. All right, and we're live on YouTube and Facebook and all these different places. Right on. Cool. All right, so first and foremost, make your way to a comfortable seat, whether it's in a chair, whether it's laying down, whether it's kneeling. You just want to be grounded. You want to feel your, I would call it a root chakra, but like your sacrum, right? Rooted into the ground. So I'm going to start guiding you through some different movements, and then we'll get into the meditation. So the first thing that you're going to do, go ahead and bring your shoulders up towards your ears. And as you do that, inhale, and then let them come down slowly as you rotate them, and exhale. So we'll do that 3 more times. So take a deep breath in, bring those shoulders up, and exhale. Open that chest. Have a proud chest as you exhale, right? Proud chest, chest to the sky, opening up. So go ahead and do it 1 more time. Inhale, roll those shoulders back. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, roll those shoulders down. All right. Welcome everybody who's just joining. We're getting going on a guided meditation. All right, so the meditation is going to start with the sound of my bell and end with the sound of my bell. All right. Allow yourself to get into a comfortable position. Let your body naturally find its place. Slow your breathing down. And then we'll start aligning our body. So pay attention. Are your shoulders hunched over? Go ahead and bring them back. Open up your chest. Okay, take a deep breath in. And today we're going to focus on self-forgiveness, forgiveness of the body. So take a moment and release any unnecessary tension by softening your belly, your jaw, your shoulders. And if you're wondering if your meditation practice is good enough, it is. Begin saying to yourself, I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. Breathe into your heart center and see how it feels. Are you open to it? Your own forgiveness? I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. You can name some things that are difficult, that you judge, that you suffer about. I forgive you for feeling unworthy. I forgive you for feeling less than and being so critical, this judging mind. Send forgiveness to your heart, your mind, and your body. Allow yourself to think back to an earlier time in your life. Think about the kid, the adolescent, the teenager. I forgive you for all the ways I have caused myself harm, both intentionally and unintentionally, through my actions, my words, my thoughts. Send forgiveness towards your heart, towards your body, and towards your mind as you breathe it in. When your mind wanders off into a story, maybe different plans or memories or rationalizations or resistance, come back to the phrase, slowly repeating over and over, I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. And you can switch it up by saying, please forgive me, as you think of yourself as a child. Spend some time sending forgiveness to your mind. What are the difficult parts of your brain? The parts that hold you back, the parts that tell you you're not good enough, that what you're doing isn't good enough. Does your mind have a tendency towards inflation or deflation? Towards anger or fear, doubt or worry? What about craving? Forgive the craving mind and forgive your judging mind while you send love to your body. Forgive yourself for taking all the judgments and criticism so personally. Forgive that self-centered tendency, that part of us that becomes so identified with what our thoughts and our feelings say about us. I forgive you for taking it all so personally, for believing these untruths, the ignorant thoughts that enter my head. I forgive you for believing them in all of the ways that are mine has lied to us. Start to include your heart. If you feel your emotional being is separate from your mind, this is a good place to start. Include your heart, the wounded heart, the broken heart, the confused heart. It's so often we armor our heart, trying to avoid further pain, betrayal, and loss. Send forgiveness to your heart, to your emotions. It's safe to let down the walls now. I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. Now send forgiveness to this body, this physical body that craves pleasure and hates pain. Our body that's subject to sickness and aging and death. I forgive you. We so often judge our bodies for not looking the way we think they should, not feeling as energetic, not moving the way we think it should. Send forgiveness to this beautiful, wonderful body that's been carrying you around all of these years. Send love to your legs, to your feet, to your knees. Send extra love to the places that hurt you, that cause you pain. And keep in mind that a symptom is a cue for compassion. Send forgiveness to your body. I forgive you. Expand to the understanding that there's nothing unforgivable about you. No matter what you've done, no matter what has been done to you. We don't have to hate ourselves or anyone else. We can learn to forgive. We can learn to love, to care about each other, to care about ourselves. Think about all of the harm we've caused in our lives, to our bodies, to ourselves, to our friends, to our families. And that it was all out of our confusion, fear, and ignorance. Forgive yourself for having been so scared and confused that you hurt yourself and that you hurt others. I forgive you as much as I can in this moment, until you mean it, until you feel it, until you believe it. For the last few minutes, use your own first name. Say your name in your mind. Personalize it. Say your first name, and I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. Say it over and over again with your own name. I forgive you as much as I can in this moment. To my mind, my heart, the body, to the past, for all the ways we've been confused, for all of the dead ends we've sought happiness in. Go ahead and give yourself a hug. Go ahead and squeeze your arms, give yourself a really tight hug, and repeat to yourself, I forgive you. Take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, open your eyes and bring yourself back to the room. Okay, cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the meditation. Jonathan, if you can hear me, we have a couple. Someone said the sign-in sheet is not accessible if you want to tend to that. And then someone saying there's no audio. Do you hear me now? Rill? I don't know if I see you in here. I don't see the person in here. Okay, so we're going to keep it moving. All right. So I hope that you enjoyed the meditation. We're going to get into some functional movement. So when I say functional movement, when we talk about functional movement and functional mobility, sorry, I'm just adjusting this. When we talk about functional movement and functional mobility, sorry, one moment. I don't know how to make myself big. That's okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, when we talk about functional movement and functional mobility, it's exactly what it sounds like, right? So what we really want to do is we want to be able to physically function. We want to be able to carry our groceries inside of our house. We want to, if we fall on the ground, be able to get back up. And that, a lot of people take that for granted, right? But the truth is functional mobility, functional movement is truly a gift. It is a gift. So I'm still working on making this bigger, but it's not doing it. That's like when I talk to my mom and she's like, well, I don't know how to do it in the technology. I'm like, listen, Mom, but I'm my mom right now. All right, so let's get into some functional movement. So you can be seated in a chair. You can be standing, whatever works for you. So the first thing that we're going to do, again, you can be sitting, standing, whatever. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick our right arm out. So we're going to go through the whole body, and we're just going to start really easy and gentle. We're going to go through with some really gentle stretches to start. So go ahead and bring your right arm out, and I want you to imagine your body in a plane, right? So your body is a rectangle. Shoulders, top of the rectangle, you want them straight, right? You want them straight. Your hips are part of the rectangle, all the way to your knees, all the way to your feet. So if you think that you're standing, right, you want your ankles, or if you're seated, right, so this is the same if you're sitting in a chair. You have your ankles, your knees above your ankles, and if you're standing, you have your hips above your knees and your shoulders. And this is how you want to stand and walk all of the time. So a lot of times folks will have, sorry, I know I said stick your arm out and then I went on a tangent, but a lot of times folks will have lower back issues, right? And it's because we walk lopsided or in all these different ways. So what we can do is we start by tucking the pelvis in, right? So you take your butt area, whatever, your pelvis, and you scoop it. So you imagine that your sacrum is like an ice cream scoop and you push it forward. You tuck the pelvis in and you bring your shoulders back, and you want everything to be aligned. So if you have a lot of knee problems or hip problems, a lot of the times because our body isn't stacked, right? You want to stack your bones, your knees over your ankles, over your hips, over your shoulders, everything stacked in this shape, right? So then our body regains alignment. Okay, so we'll get back into stick your arm out and have those shoulders out, and you'll hear me say proud chest, and what that means, chest to the sky, proud chest. You always want a proud chest. So shoulders back, right arm out, proud chest. We're going to tilt our head to the left. You're going to feel a pull in your neck and your shoulder area. If you have a lot of shoulder issues, this might be too much for you, then ease it up. Okay, so have that head and start rotating your wrist. We're going to go 3 ways in one direction and breathe while you're doing it. And then we're going to go 3 ways in the other direction. And take notice of what is easier or more difficult. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So your left arm is out. We tilt the neck to the right. And if you want to go further, you can pull it down. I wouldn't recommend that if you have shoulder issues. So the arms to the right, to the left. Our left arm is out. We twist it 3 times. Rotate that wrist. And then rotate it the other way. And keep breathing through it. All right, so we started with our arms here. Next, so we're going to work our way through the whole body. We want to tell our body, we want to show our body that actually I love you, and I'm here for you, and I appreciate you, and I'm going to take care of you. So we'll start with our hands. I want you to start just like I am. Start giving yourself a little bit of a hand massage. So we're going to work the left hand first, right? So if you see what I'm doing, I'm just pressing. I'm pressing, I'm getting my fingers in there. Just press, right? And then we'll get into the stretching. Okay. Then I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to extend and hold my fingers out like this. And I'm going to straighten my thumb. Okay. So you're going to feel a pull. You're going to feel a stretch. Have that posture, straight flat back posture, proud chest. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, we're going to release it. Then we're going to do a counter stretch. So we just pulled it back. Now we're going to curl it forward. So like this, and I'm gonna use my other hand to bring it around, right? You'll feel a really nice pull in your arm right here. I want to say your arm calf, but that's not what it's called. I don't know what it's called. So you'll feel a really nice pull right there. Keep breathing through it and just keep holding it as you breathe. All right, so let's move on to our right hand. So same idea. We'll stick our right hand out. We're going to pull the fingers back, right? And especially, and straighten the thumb while you do it, right? It's so easy. Our body generally wants to have the thumb go like this. Straighten it, right? You're going to feel more of a pull. And if you have arthritis, if you're suffering from some forms of arthritis, you're really going to feel this in a lot of ways. All right, so hold that back. I'm going to count in my brain. And I'll let you know when to release, and also be gentle with your body. If it's too much, ease up. All right, we let that go. We're going to counter stretch that. So, right, same idea. Right, so I'm pulling it this way. So I'm pulling it towards me. So I have that curled, and I'm just counter stretching. You'll feel really deep stretch in the lower part of your arm. All right, we're going to let that go. We're still working on our arms. We're going to do some arm circles to loosen this up, right? And you could be doing this whether you're seated or standing. It's accessible to all folks, and I would highly recommend doing some type of cycle like this in the morning. All right, so and I will tell you to switch directions. So we're going to turn one direction, go 5 times. Take it nice and slow. Think about your posture, proud chest. Count to 5, have those shoulders back. And after you hit 5, you're going to go the other direction. And folks who have crunchiness in your shoulder, right? And crunchiness that is not causing you pain, this is something that you definitely need to work on, right? We can fix that. So we got 5 times that way. All right, and then we're going to do the other arm. And just keep breathing through it. So one direction, 5 times. And if you feel that crunchiness, pay attention to it. If it causes you a lot of pain, take a break, right? We never want to exceed the pain threshold of 7 that we're causing to ourselves. And then reverse. Okay. We'll do a little bit on the neck, and then we're going to move to the back. Let me check the time. Okay, cool, beautiful. Okay, so take your neck, and we'll go one direction. You're going to bring your neck down, bring that chin down. We're going to rotate 3 times in one direction. Keep breathing while you do it. Okay, and once you hit 3, go the other way. And keep that breath moving. Think about your proud chest. Are your shoulders back? Is everything aligned? Okay, so you got your 3 times. The next move we're going to do is going to focus on our back. I want to make sure you guys can see me. So what you're going to do is you'll put your hands in prayer position. And we're going to bring them above our head. So we have the hands in prayer position. Let's see. I'm going to go on my knees so that you guys can see me better. So you have, right, and so if you're standing, you have flat back, straight posture, pelvis tucked in, or if you're on the ground or in a chair, pelvis tucked in. So we're going to come to prayer position, and we're just going to hold this and lean back just ever so slightly. Right, and you're going to feel a pull, you'll feel a stretch in your lower back, especially if you have tight hamstrings. A lot of times when we have tight hamstrings, our lower back pays the price. So just hold it. Bring that down. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, you need to have a wall. If you don't have a wall, you'll just do the same thing without a wall. So this is gonna work our back and stretch our back. So I have my right arm against the wall, and I'm gonna put it straight, and I'm gonna turn to face the other way. And if you don't have a wall, so we're still on the right arm, if you don't have a wall, you're really just bringing that right arm back. And you'll have more of a pull with the wall. It's opening the chest, opening the back, right? And so hopefully you see we're starting to make our way down the body. Right? And then we'll switch to the left. So put that arm out and right, so if you're using the wall, we want to end up turning our feet straight, parallel straight. Just make sure you're breathing. Then I have another wall move for the upper back. Okay, so this is called, so you have your arms in goalposts, right? So we have goalposts, and you're gonna face the wall with the arms as goalposts, and you're gonna lean into the wall. So my feet are about 1 to 2.5 feet away from the wall, and my arm is in goalposts. You'll feel a really big opening in your upper back and your shoulders. And you can even play around here, right? So you can twist, you can raise your arms straighter out of the goalpost. That will give you a pull in the side body. Okay, let's keep working through. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna take our right arm, so we're gonna start stretching our side bodies here. Take your right arm, whether you're seated or standing, right? And I want you to always check in with yourself. Are your knees above your ankles, above your hips, above your shoulders, right? We wanna be stacked so that we can have functional mobility, so our bones don't grind improperly on each other, so we don't cause ourselves any more harm. Okay, so we're gonna move with this one. We're gonna work that heart rate a little bit. So take your right arm over your head and lean to the left. Go ahead and bend. Come on out. Take your left arm, lean to the right. Feel that stretch. Come back. We're about to do this a few times, right? Keep going. We're gonna just go from side to side. And then I want you to get, after this one, 4 more times total. So that's 2 on each side for a total of 4. And each time you move, inhale as you bring yourself up. Exhale as you bend over. Inhale as you bring yourself up. Exhale as you bend over. Total of 4 times, 2 on each side. Awesome. Beautiful. Yep, so keep doing that. Okay, so if you're seated, I'm just gonna grab a chair so I can model better on a chair. Okay. So if you're seated or if you're standing, I'm going to show you 2 different moves here for this same thing. So if you're standing, right, and especially if you have lower back pain, all my people with lower back pain, and then I'll model it in the chair too for both methods, but if you have this lower back pain, what you want to do, align your feet, root your feet, you want them to be hip distance apart. Let me see if I can adjust this camera a little bit better. Down here, okay. So you want your feet hip distance apart, and a lot of times I wear black socks, and I have this black yoga mat, and so you can't see my feet. Let's see. Okay, you'll probably be able to see my feet on this. Okay, so we have our feet hip distance apart, and you want your toes pointing straight. A lot of times we walk, me included, I don't know how politically correct this is, but some people have called it peasant style, right? Where you walk with your toes out. So you want to see if you can turn them in, and you'll feel it in your hips if you generally walk with your feet out. You'll feel it. So feet straight, feet aligned, hip distance apart, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, everything is stacked. And we're going to hinge forward. So it's a hinge at the waist. It's not a stick your butt back here and hinge. It's a let's hinge. Let's keep my legs in line. Let's hinge at the waist. So we're going to hinge forward, and you're going to feel a pretty deep pull in your hamstrings. And you're just going to hang out here. Especially my folks who have hamstring issues, lower back issues, hip issues, you're going to feel this a lot. Okay, so hold this. You might let your hands touch the ground. You might reach a little bit to the left. Breathe while you're there. Walk your fingertips to the middle. Hold and ground yourself. Feel rooted in your feet, in your body. Then you're going to walk your hands to the right. Okay, the folks who are doing this standing, I want you to do it a few more times as I model what to do if you're in a chair. Okay. So it's essentially the same idea, right? So when we're sitting in a chair, I want you to think about it, right? So if you look at my anchor points, right? So I have my ankles, knees stacked, right? And then here are my hips, shoulders, they're stacked. Okay, so I'm gonna sit back in the chair. Everything is straight. And then to do this, there's two different ways you can do it, and do what is safe for you. That's really important. So if you have access to being on your heels in this way and leaning forward, okay, you're going to feel it. But if that's not accessible to you, right, because maybe you have balance issues, you might fall over, don't do that, right? We want to be nice to ourselves. I forgive you. I forgive my body. I forgive, so if that's your thing, you just want to lean forward in your chair, and you might not feel a deep pull, but it's going to be pulling in your back to stretch that out. So you just will lean forward. Let your spine round in whatever way might work for you. And then just hold it there. Put my yoga mat back out. All right, so we have a couple different things that we're going to do. So next we're going to get into the quads, okay? So there's a few different ways to do a quad stretch, right? Pretty basic way. You can hold on to a wall. Let me adjust this camera. And just pay attention, right? However you do this, you can nourish your body from head to toe, right? And it doesn't have to take this long, right? You can do it anytime when you wake up. So just for a regular quad stretch, we're just gonna hold the wall for balance and pull that up, right? So that's the left leg. If this is not accessible to you, right, which it might not be, we're on hands and knees on the ground, and we'll do the same thing. Oh no, that might not be that accessible either. So we'll sit on the ground, we'll stick our right, so we're stretching the left quad. I was gonna show it. Have the right leg straight and have that left quad just bent, right? So you can either be holding it up there, or you're seated on the ground bending it. If you want to get a little bit deeper into it, you'll start leaning back. Okay, then we're going to switch sides. So if you're using the wall and standing, if you're seated, you'll bring that foot behind you, that leg behind you. The right leg can be straight. A lot of times if it's too tight, you can bend this leg, right? So instead of having it be straight, we can give some generosity in the bend, and then we just lean back. And you'll feel it in your hip, in your thigh, in all the places. All right, let's get into the hips a little bit. Okay, so I'll show you on a chair, and then I'll show you seated. Since I'm seated first, or on the floor, I'll show you that one first. This is just such a beautiful hip move that I believe can be accessible, like no matter where you are. So I have my left leg straight. I'm going to put my right leg on top of it. So in the form of like a pretzel or something like that. Okay, so then I'm going to take this left leg, I'm going to back it up, right? So it's I don't know what this is called. I think it's called like some type of pigeon. But anyways, it's a hip stretch. So you bring that back and breathe into it. So we'll hold that. So continue to hold it. I'm counting for you. Keep holding that move. And if you're doing it on a chair, I'm going to show you two different methods because some folks might not be able to get that leg up, right? So if you're doing it on a chair and you can get this leg up, do it. And then lean forward. You're really going to feel it. If you're doing this on a chair and you cannot get your leg up, okay, notice the shape of my legs. I'm going to scoot to the front of the chair and I'm going to open it. Make my heels kiss at the bottom, and I'm just opening my hips, and I'm leaning back, right? And so it's not always as intense, but that's okay, right? The body opens, so we're opening the hips by holding this position. Looks weird, looks goofy on the camera, that's okay. So you're just holding this. So whatever way you're doing it on the chair or not, my folks on the floor, we're going to switch legs. So go ahead and let's switch hips. Whatever side we were on, I think we did right first, so let's go to the left. Or if we did left first, let's go to the right, I don't remember. And then if you're doing it on the chair, you're going to lean into it. Or if you're holding your legs open to open those hips, you're just going to sit here and open those hips. Let them fall, let gravity do the work. And hold on, right? Hold on to the seat. We're going to hold that for about 10 more seconds. All right, looking good. Okay. All right, you can come out of that. So the next moves that we're going to do is going to be a lot of massaging, okay? So we're going to massage the legs, right? So first thing we're going to do, if you're not sitting, find a chair. This will be more pleasurable in a chair or the ground, whatever. So we're just going to start by massaging our thighs, right? And when I say massage them, I put your fingers in there. Like, get into it. Jump into it. Give yourself the touch that you desire on your legs right now. You know, just right. So we're working the left thigh. I'll let you know when to switch. Even get under those hamstrings. All Right? Make your way to the knee. So if you have knee pain, you don't want to get too deep, but don't be afraid to press where it hurts. Don't be afraid. Touch, press, give it some love. Okay. Then make your way to your calf. Like if you guys saw, I'm digging these fingers in there, right? So go with what feels good. I lift a lot of weights, so I get sore. It feels good to do it. Sometimes my ankles lock up, so it feels really good to put the pressure on. All right, make your way through the calf. Give yourself some love on the ankles. And so whether you're on the ground or not, you might even consider bringing your foot up here so that you can rub and massage your foot. All right. Take your left ankle, make 3 ankle circles one way. Make sure you're breathing, notice your shoulders, and then go 3 ankle circles the other way. All right, and then we'll get into our right side. So we'll first start by massaging the thigh. You know, it's so often that we get mad at our bodies, right? We get mad at our bodies for not doing what we want them to do. And like I said in the meditation, right, a symptom is a cue for compassion. So I'll just share my experience. Sometimes when my body does things that I'm, a symptom, if you will, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm, why me? Why do you keep doing this? To my body, right? And really what the body is saying, when the body is saying something, when the body is making noise, whether it's through tightness, through pain, through not acting the way that we think it should, it's a cue for compassion. It's a cue to look and see, where can we soften? Where can we lighten up? Where can we give it more care? So lately, the trouble places in my body that I have, I've been giving them kisses a lot, right? I'll kiss my leg. No one will give you the love that you so desire and so need, right? So don't be afraid to give your body compassion. Give yourself some love. Start moving your way down to the knees, right? Like your body is already in a place that's oh, I'm not having a good time. I'm not happy here. There's some issues. And then what we want to do is say, you suck, you're a piece of junk, why aren't you? And that is not the way to go, right? All right, jump into your calf. And start giving a rub there. Right, self-massage, I think, is one of the most underutilized tool of wellness, right? Self-massage. And what it does is it allows you to connect. Keep moving your way down your leg towards your ankle. It allows you to connect to your body in this different way. It's so often that we're completely detached from our bodies. So detached. We don't even know. They're just running on autopilot and we're not present in them. Make your way down to your ankle, to your foot. Right, and so the point of doing this, the point of functional mobility, functional fitness, right? This is the first steps, and the first steps is just getting to know your body, getting to know, right, this vessel that carries you through the rest of your life, whether you're mobile or immobile, whether you're as fit as you like to be or not. It doesn't matter. This is yours, and it's your job to take care of it. Let's do some ankle rolls on the right foot. So go one direction, and then the other direction. And then give yourself a kiss on the shoulder. Kiss your arms. Sometimes I do that in yoga classes, and then people, well, actually, I don't know what people think. That's just my brain making something up. Sometimes I do that in yoga classes, period. Right? Just give yourself some kisses and some love. And so that's our body movement here. So that's what we got today for our functional movement. I'm so grateful for the folks who logged in and joined. And if anybody has any thoughts or questions or wants to unmute, this is the time to do so. My name is Rachel. You can find me on Facebook, Rachel Detroit Coaching. You can find me in a lot of different places. Instagram. Yeah. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Thank you for coming. Pam, is that you down there? Is you, Margot? Awesome. Margot, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, keep coming. And if you follow my Facebook page, Rachel Detroit Coaching, I'll post this event sponsored through Corktown Health every time we do it, and you can join in. Oh, cool. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, thank you for coming. I'm glad that you're here. That's super awesome. Yeah. Hey, Pam. I'm good. Who do you have over there? Yeah, I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, hey. I asked Jonathan, I was like, where's our usual suspects? Will they be here? And you're here, and I'm so glad. Yeah. Good. I love when you're here. I love seeing you here. Let's see. Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. If anyone hasn't had an opportunity yet, there's a link in the Zoom chat. So if you're watching on a different platform, that's just not there. But there's a link in the Zoom chat that you can sign in. And this is really important for Corktown Health, which is the funder of this operation. So please do sign in if you are able to. And if anyone has any questions or thoughts, this would be a good time. Like I said, you can find me on Facebook, Rachel Detroit Coaching, Instagram, Rachel Detroit Coaching, www.racheldetroit.com, racheldetroitcoaching@gmail.com, YouTube, Rachel Detroit Coaching, and all the places. Was so nice. Lots of great tips. Thanks, Amanda B. Glad that you came. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so glad that you came and found some relief. And really, like, as you're rebuilding, right, you're rebuilding the strength in your ankles, and you, one, keep coming back to this, but two, as you rebuild the strength in your ankles, really keep in mind this alignment of knees over ankles over hips. It's going to help rebuild that strong, firm structure that you want in your ankles. Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad that you're here. We got something in the chat. It says, Comfrey is great for damaged tissue and bone. I would suggest that on your ankle. Yeah. That's another little tip. Cool. If anybody has any questions or thoughts, wants to unmute, otherwise we'll kind of wrap it up here in the next, and our next one is going to be on the 13th again. I looked at the calendar, and I think it lands again on the 13th of March. Let me verify if there's a calendar, if I can. Okay, cool. So the next one is going to be, there's 2 people who entered the waiting room. Better late than never. And Corktown Health is a health center in Detroit that has so many different avenues. One of the things that they offer is nutrition and functional fitness through me. And so it's like Jonathan said, for numbers, for the waiver, liability purposes. No, it's just in general, and it's helpful for Corktown Health. It supports their programs to have folks sign in, so it's beneficial if you do. Yeah. Thank you, Marco. Thanks for that. I'm going to read. All right, another thing in the chat. The raw plant is best. The root, talking about comfrey for broken, wounded bones, bone healing. The root is very potent and the leaf are effective as well, but the raw plant is best. Thank you for that tip. All right, if we don't have any other thoughts or questions or anything like that, make sure you sign in on the sheet, and then be ready. You can join this thing that Jonathan put there. You can also go to racheldetroit.com and join the mailing list, and I'll send you a reminder with the Zoom link of this so that you can join again on March 13th. Yeah. All right, thanks, Jonathan. You too. All right, take good care. All right, I'm gonna end this Facebook Live.